I've just been reading this book and I'm doing the chapters on my channel, Conditional Faith of Our Fathers. So I want to point this out. This is a two volume book he wrote in 1966. It was published. Um, there's the published date. Let me see. Some interesting, let's see. Look at this bibliography. This bibliography is insane. This is his bibliography for this series, this book. This was before the internet. This dude like traveled the world to get some of this stuff. This is his bibliography. This is when you had to like travel to different locations to access some of these things. So there's the bibliography. I thought this is like, I'm wondering if Heiser like used this as for some of the stuff he said that I thought was really cool. Listen to this little section here. This is awesome. He's talking about the moral accountability of how like the Bible starts with the garden, how important the discussion is on moral accountability and how you kind of frame the biblical narrative. And let's see if I can find it. And he talks about the devil, who he really is. It reminded me of something I heard from Heiser that I always thought was really good, and it just reminded me of that. So I wanted to read this. I think it's right here. Okay, yeah, Satan himself, the undercover tempter in Eden. You can access this online, Conditional Faith of Our Fathers by Leroy Froom. I thought this was so well written, or so cool. Okay, it's difficult to conceive of Eve's holding converse with a groveling snake as we know it today, or giving heed to it, but we can understand her fascination with a radiant creature appearing like an angel of light, and apparently possessing supernatural knowledge. Along with its disconcerting questions, tradition has come to portray a slithering snake and a shining apple in connection with the fall, the former based on a misconception, the latter a pure fabrication. Thus, this tragic episode is made the butt of the jeers and jokes of the infidel and the target of the critics' attacks. But let us turn from all such trivia as we reverently seek the truth. The scene of this artful and crafty temptation in Eden was laid amid the glories of the significant trees of the garden, and the undercover tempter was none other than Satan himself, working through the medium of an enchanting serpent, or nakash, the name implying fascination or enchantment, evidently on the order of a seraph. The enchanting serpent of Eden was clearly not the writhing snake of today, now slithering along on its belly. It was then a creature of glorious beauty, more subtle or wise than any other creature in Eden, possessing the powers and capacities no longer enjoyed. So this most attractive and intelligent of all creatures, then doubtless having wings like the seraph, was the dazzling medium that attracted the attention of Eve and to which she paid such deference. But back of it was none other than the old serpent, here operating under a guise. After its cruel achievement, Satan's tool was cursed by God and then made to glide and spiral along on its belly, and has ever since been a loathsome, writhing reptile. That was one of the secondary results of the fall. I like that. I mean, obviously, this information is known before him too. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but you do hear a lot of silly nonsense about, I got to take it literally. Well, sure. Some people will say that and then say, it was a snake. And they ate a shining apple. It's just like, that's not wrong, right? Like sometimes literal doesn't quite talk about the difference. It's kind of like saying you either take it literally or you take it allegorically. No, both would be wrong. This is like with Genesis when the old earth, young earth debate, it's like both sides would probably do well to see the merits on both ends. So my conclusion is that Genesis 1 through 11, or let's say even just 1 through 5 or 3, is packed with theological concepts told in a literal narrative. It's like people will scoff. It says literal 24-hour days. Well, it doesn't say 24 hours. That's like an approximation, is what someone means to say when they say it says a day. It's a true day. They just mean to say it's written with the understanding that they're regular days. And it's like the old earthers will scoff. It's like, look, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to make it scientific, or like the story is presented with regular days. Yes, it is. They're regular days. That's the narrative. Now, it's like the either or thing is the problem. Accept it. It's talking about a regular week. That's where we get the week from. But does that mean it's merely a record, a historical record per se? No, it's not merely that. It sets the pattern for all of Scripture in so many ways. And the insights of the old earthers to debunk the young earthers are valid in that they're real details that are interesting. Why does day 2 not have the refrain, and God saw that it was good? Why is that missing? Is that just the author didn't think day 2 was good? Why is that fact in there? Why did God say it was good on every day and very good on the last day? Why is there no evening and morning mentioned for the seventh day? Why is there a clear pattern in certain aspects? Does it have a providential purpose? I don't know. You tell me. It happens to be that way. It wasn't like the guy forgot to put in God saw that it was good, or they just forgot to mention evening and morning, even though it's mentioned for every other day. There's got to be some reason for it. Come to your own conclusions.